To support the author, subscribe to the channel and watch the video to the end. Anna has always dreamed of a wonderful wedding. Since childhood, she had imagined this day: a white dress, flowers, smiling faces of family and friends, and next to her was her beloved Artyom. They had been preparing for a long time, discussing every detail, planning how everything should go. Anna was full of hope and expectations, confident that this day would be the beginning of their happy life together. When the long-awaited day arrived, the wedding exceeded all her expectations. Everything from the decoration of the hall to the musical accompaniment was perfect. Guests, friends, and relatives came to share the joy with them. Anna was glowing with happiness, and it seemed that nothing could overshadow this moment. However, when it was time to receive the gifts, anxiety crept into Anna's heart. At the wedding, there were gifts from the closest ones. Friends gave money, acquaintances brought something practical, and relatives brought surprises. When it was Anna's parents' turn, she felt a little nervous. Her parents came up with a small box, neatly wrapped in bright paper. Anna hopefully opened it, but inside she saw a sofa. It was a nice sofa, but she wasn't thrilled with it. At that moment, a thought flashed through her mind. Why is that? Remembering how her sister Katya had recently purchased a cottage, Anna couldn't help but compare the gifts. Why was she given a sofa and her sister a cottage? It wasn't just disappointment, but real resentment. She tried to keep a smile on her face, but emotions were raging inside. Soon after this gift, Anna noticed that her sister's parents were enthusiastically discussing the cottage, and her gifts remained in the shadows. During the wedding banquet, Anna tried to distract herself, but thoughts of the gift would not leave her. The more she talked to her relatives, the more she realized that her parents had always treated Katya with special care. Anna felt herself in the background, and it depressed her. When the party ended and the guests began to leave, Anna couldn't contain her feelings. She approached her parents, her voice trembling with emotion. "Why did you give me a sofa and Katya a cottage?" "What is it?" she asked, trying not to scream. "Why such parents?" Mom looked at her daughter in disbelief, her face distorted with surprise. "Anna, we just wanted you and Artyom to have a cozy home," she began to explain. "Giving requires a lot of money and care, and you have just started your life together." "But that's not fair," Anna exclaimed, her anger rising. "I don't want to feel worse than my sister." Artyom, standing nearby, felt that the situation was heating up. He knew that this was a sensitive topic for Anna and tried to intervene. "Can we just discuss this later?" he suggested, but Anna was already too upset. "Get out!" she shouted, and her voice was full of pain and anger. "I don't want to see you." The parents looked at each other. Misunderstanding was evident in their eyes. They did not expect such a reaction from their beloved daughter. "Anna, we just wanted you to be happy," Mom said, and there was sadness in her voice. Anna turned around and went to her room while Artyom remained perplexed. He understood that this was not just a grudge against the gift. It was something more that had been accumulating for years. Over the next week, Anna continued to avoid her parents. She couldn't get rid of the feeling of betrayal and resentment. Every time she passed by the kitchen and heard their voices, her heart would contract with anger. Artyom, seeing how Anna was suffering, decided to talk to her. One evening, as they were sitting on the couch, he asked, "Anna, you have to tell me what's bothering you. I can see how it torments you." She looked at him with sadness and finally poured out her feelings. "I feel like my parents never loved me the way Katu did," she said bitterly. "I've always been just a daughter to them, and Katya is a favorite." Artyom listened attentively to her. He understood that this was deeper than just resentment at the gift. "You should talk to them," he said. Anna
Maybe they
sighed,
don't understand how you
realizing
feel.
that he was right, but she was afraid. She didn't want to feel hurt and hurt again. Nevertheless, a few days later she decided to talk to her parents. She invited them to dinner, trying to calm down and prepare for the conversation. When they arrived, the atmosphere was tense, but Anna knew it was necessary. "Mom, Dad, I want to talk to you," she said when they sat down at the table. "I know that we had misunderstandings, and I want to discuss it." Her parents looked at each other, and she saw concern in their eyes. "We're listening, Anna," Dad said, his voice serious. "I feel that you have always treated me in a different way from Katya. When you gave me a sofa for my wedding and a cottage for her, I realized that I would never be in the first place," she said, her voice trembling. Mom looked at her daughter, and tears appeared in her eyes. "Anna, we are very sorry that you feel this way," she said. "We never wanted you to think that you weren't important to us." "I'm just—" Anna began, but her voice broke. "I've always tried to be a good daughter, but it seemed to me that you didn't see it." "We love you," Dad said, his voice full of sincerity. "We just thought that by giving you a sofa, we would help create comfort in your new home." Anna felt her heart begin to soften. She didn't expect her parents to respond so much to her words. "I understand that you did it with the best of intentions," she said, "but it was important for me to feel your support and love." They discussed their feelings, and eventually the atmosphere began to change. The parents explained that they might not have always shown their love correctly, and that they wanted to fix it. After this conversation, Anna felt her anger and resentment gradually go away. She realized that her parents were really trying, and that they loved her as much as they loved Katya. Gradually, their relationship began to improve. They started spending more time together, and Anna saw that her parents were ready to work on themselves. Soon after, they decided to spend a family weekend at Katya's cottage to spend time together. At the cottage, Anna felt that her family had become closer. They cooked together, played board games, and shared stories. Anna realized that sometimes you just need to talk openly about your feelings in order to establish contact with your loved ones. When they returned home, Anna was full of hope. She knew that despite the difficulties, they could overcome them together. Now, looking at the sofa that had once offended her, she saw something more in it. It was a symbol of their shared path to understanding and love. Soon after, Anna and Artyom had a new tradition. Every year, they gathered friends and relatives to celebrate their wedding. They did this not only for themselves, but also for their parents, to show how important it is to maintain family ties. Every year, they chose party themes, and it was a great opportunity for everyone to get together and enjoy each other. Several years passed, and Anna increasingly recalled the day when she felt resentment against her parents. Now she understood that everyone has their own flaws, and it is important to be able to forgive. She was grateful to her parents for being open and willing to work on themselves. Every time Anna looked at the sofa, she remembered how much this meeting meant to their whole family. The sofa became not just a piece of furniture, but a symbol of their relationship, which became stronger and brighter. Anna and Artyom continued to enjoy their life together, and every year their family holidays became more memorable. They understood that it was important not only to give gifts, but also to give attention, care, and love, which really matter. Each of them became better, and they were ready to go through life together, supporting each other in any circumstances.